Fuji, a circuit built around speed, precision and patience. Although sometimes patience does go out the window. But for us starting in last place, all those key points need to come together. Well, kind of last place, there are a few people in the pits, but nonetheless, we did our best to set a qualifying time worse than everybody else. Getting a great start off the line, already overtaking a few cars that are probably wanting to stay out of everybody's way. Heading into turn one, a vortex of danger as everybody is hard on the brakes, and these cars, if you're too hard on the brakes, the rear end will like to bite your face off and spin you around. Not the case this time around. We are in position 12. This is a fully trusted lobby. It's split 2, I believe it is, which is absolutely insane to be in split 2. We just need to try and get past TB up in front, who is also battling with the same kind of car. It's a shame some of these cars don't have a little bit more on the side of liveries. There's a victim just gone off into the wall to our left hand side. One down. That wasn't really our battle to have, but they went off to the left, so no pressure from the car behind. Overtaking tuberculosis to the right hand side. I'm sorry, but if you name yourself TB, it's what it's going to be. Breaking into this section here, they actually sent it in and think something is about to erupt. There it is. Two cars side by side crashing into each other, and you know what, we're just going to hang back and let this develop, because they are being overly aggressive for lap 1, I would say, and sometimes you got to choose your battles. Again, patience is key at this track, and patience delivers in spades of good luck and fortune. That is another person down. Now we're coming up to the end of lap 1. We have gained about 8 places overall. We're in position 11, hunting down bar ends up in front. I had to really look at their name, make sure I don't pronounce it too terribly. As you guys know, my pronunciation of names is absolutely horrific. Leading on from things being horrific, overtaking at this track is far more difficult than you might think. Everybody's braking at pretty much the same time. We all need the same amount of space, and overtaking comes at a premium. It's more of an opportunity based overtake because slipstream is not on your side. It's not all that powerful. What is pretty powerful is when two cars come together, take the third car that was also looking to chase us through and give us nothing but free air for the rest of this lap alone, which is, oh, you know what, credit where credit's due. Thank you very much for that. Making heavy use of the free air, we have caught up to position 6 up ahead. Bilo is just ahead, and they have Touche in front of that, or Touche, might be Touche. I'm saying Touche because it's funnier. Overtaking, like I say earlier, it comes at a premium and is very sketchy in these cars. So if you come together, these cars will get upset very, very easily. So overtaking, you have to be mindful of what's going on around you and fully commit to that overtake and make sure you can stick it. Knowing, well, there we go. I was going to say, you know, again, opportunity-based overtakes. Patience is key. Speed didn't work in their favour. Got on that power a little bit too early, span the car, give us the free bit of road. Not paying attention to said road and don't say anything, guys. It really was not paying attention to the road. Catching up to Touche up in front by the end of lap 5 for the start of lap 6. Closing the door further by the end of lap 6 for the start of lap 7. Right up behind Touche up in front, and a couple of really good braking zones will make the huge amount of difference at the time they've got. You see a little bit of skidding they had through that corner there, locking up the wheels. So easily done in these cars. When that back end likes to kick, it really kicks hard. It's like absolutely being belted by a horse in the jaw. There's no two ways about it. But when you get these cars right, oh my gosh, don't they sing? They are brilliant to drive. Just keep you on a knife edge, that's all I can say. Side by side with Touche up in front, looking to make that move, but not being able to fully commit. Can't get on that power early enough, and not only that, they were sticking to our side. So at the risk of not having any harm done to us in this race, I'm going to back out and try again in a moment. The pressure is there. One mistake from them, we're capitalizing upon that, and they know it. Another issue that Touche has is nobody is in front of that person. There is no help for them whatsoever. The next driver is 6.3 seconds ahead. They're another skid from Touche up in front. Ourselves making sure we nail every corner, giving them the right amount of space, because if they make a mistake, we are not going to be collected. And that is really the fine line, and it's really difficult to make sure you get that line on the button, but we do. And it comes in space, chasing them down again, 0.5 seconds away, kind of in the slipstream a little bit, but slipstream's really not that powerful in these cars. But what is powerful is looking to make a move up the inside here, but not committing to it. They give space, come off the racing line, touch the wrong part of the track, brake too hard, and out they go. We are in position 5. How insane is that? Starting last and at the end of lap 8, we're in position 5. It doesn't end there though, because at the end of lap 13, our final lap, Bogdan up in front has a moment, and I'm not too sure their choices in this situation, but they pull over and give us position 4, so yeah, sweet, thank you Bogdan, that was awesome. So we're literally one stop away from a podium, 11 seconds away from that podium position. Things weren't all sunshine and roses though. The first time in this car, I decided to exit from the pits, because you know what, that is the sensible thing to do. If anything was to go wrong, you're not going to take anybody else with you. That is my thinking here. Honestly, genius levels of thinking, until we already overtaken one car. Yeah, I know we're done all right, but they are quite far away, so if anything was to go wrong, I'll be quite surprised if they managed to crash into us. Yellow flag kicking off, nobody is round. Okay, we're oh, lovely bit of rejoining there. Stayed out of the way, so credit where credit's due. We are now chasing down a Bockham up in front, and we also have a Lopez. Is that Jennifer Lopez? Nope, that is a G, so Grace Lopez. I don't know, I'm just making the stuff up as I go along. Okay, we're under pressure from the cars behind. They're looking to make a move. Bit spicy, I'm not gonna lie, but they dived out of the way. I think overtaking there is kind of sketchy. Ooh, steady on. One turning right, kept turning right. One turning left, kept turning left. Okay, well that is 2 position gain from a simple mistake. Oh dear, Flash. Ooh. Ooh, that was tight. Like a glove in between. Even the car to the right did an awesome donut, showing off. But we do need to stop here and reset. We need to discuss this car on the right hand side. Cardoso has a trusted level driver badge, so one would presume they are a very, very good driver. There is one thing that driver is very, very good at, and that is clearing the path. I kid you not, they cleared the path beautifully for us, and we didn't even get collected in any of it, and then something happened. But before we get there, we have overtaken a few cars that have managed to crash by themselves. We're now up to position 12, absolutely spot on. We just need to have Cardoso and Margos have a little bit of a moment. And they kind of do, to be fair. Okay. You know what? That is of a comings togethers. I'm going to let it go. I don't want to argue with you. And I'm choosing my battle here. You carry on battling. I'm going to just stay out your way, buddy. I don't want to be involved in any of what is going on. And as you can see, I'm not deliberately driving slow to not keep up with them. I am keeping a safe area of when it goes wrong, I am not going to be collected. And I think that's a really genius thing to do. Patience, speed, and watching what is going on. There is a lot of cars. Oh, hello. That car was looking at us, and I almost went straight into them like a buffoon or a deer in headlights. That could have gone wrong, but at least we're still in one piece. We have actually lost a position, I believe. Or did Cardoso overtook Margos. Yep, that is a position gained for them. Sadly, we didn't gain anything ourselves, but there is time, there is place, and there is plenty of this race left to go. Margos is looking for a defensive move against Cardoso, which is, one would assume that's a really good play. One would assume correctly. That is a comings togethers of every car that nobody expected to happen. And do you know what? We actually came out pretty okay. Morgos has managed to claim that position back. Cardoso is in front of us, and I'm behind Cardoso. So literally, like, it's all being ironed out like we were a few laps ago. It's really insane how that works out. Cardoso, on the other hand, is not impressed about said situation of another driver capitalizing upon their misfortune, especially when Cardoso did manage to get airborne from crashing into that car. So that is a undercut, that is a crash, and that is a position gain. Thank you ever so much, Cardoso. Very, very much appreciated. Cannot really grumble too much of that. We had no part in it. I'd also like to point out from that crash earlier on, we have no body damage. Like, these cars are rock solid. You take that compared to the GT3s, that a bug lands on them and you get body damage. You know what? I will drive these cars all day long. Cardoso is taking the defensive line, and you know what I'm going to do? Use the sensible idea of backing out early. I don't want any part of any collisions with you, you know? You can have that, and come on, buddy, get your foot down. I don't want to battle with you. And to be fair, Cardoso is giving us space. Okay, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to keep my foot down. I can only presume they don't want to battle with us. We've been fair to them. They've been fair to us. I take the hint. Get your foot down, Flash. Start chasing down Morgos up in front. They've actually had quite an insane lead. 2 seconds. You know, that is really a bit of time to find. And if we can try and save a second a lap, we're going to bring that in quite quickly. Quickly, on the other hand, was 1 lap. Let's be fair, 1 second away. This braking zone here, I don't know, not a lot of people are very, very strong at, and for some reason I managed to nail it just about right each time, and I saved myself at least half a second, although the time delta is not working in our favor, doesn't look the greatest. Really, that corner there, I really excelled at. This corner coming up here, not that one, this one coming up here, I wasn't the fastest at. It's really actually hard to see out of these cars, I've got to be honest. Sometimes it felt like he was aiming for a corner that may or may not be there. Sometimes it wasn't there and I went lawnmowering, and sometimes I was a little bit late, you know. It was really hard to try and get right, but obviously practice makes perfect, and the more you practice it, the better you get at it, and yeah, so on and so forth. Now, Morgos up in front, Cardoso only 0.5 seconds away. They're actually keeping a fair gap because they're probably expecting us to push and for the cars up in front to crash. Locking up a little bit ourselves, no harm, no foul. Morgos is being held up by Nailed, trying to pronounce it right. If I got it wrong, let me know down in the comments below. But I'm going to kind of peek a nosy into the section here. Not commit because, you know, we don't want our nose chewed off, but by applying the said pressure, I'm hoping a mistake will be made. Not from the car I was expecting, no. A position nonetheless, but I was expecting, yeah. Let's move on from the shocking moment. Morgos to our right side. I thought they kind of backed out of this corner, but they didn't. They took a much tighter line and a different exit, almost compromising Cardoso behind. We are in a slipstream though, and it's not as powerful as one would think. These cars do rock a lot of downforce, so the slipstream really isn't all that effective. It really was weird because, you know, GT3 cars really just get hoovered in, but I know how to make this car really sing on the brakes, and we're just going to send it in. And so was Cardoso, because there was zero chance that car was going to do a cutback when Cardoso just sent it in between the two of us and turned left and just gave us that bit of free rein. I could not believe it. I would finish this race in position 8. So starting from the pits, finish the race in position 8. Thank you, Cardoso. That was unique in itself, but don't go anywhere just yet because we have Crash Cam coming up where you get to see all the carnage that happened in his last 2 races. But let's head over to turn 1 in the first race. Lovely bit of braking there. Ultimately using the car in front as a brake is probably not as ideal as one would think. Sending it into a corner also and then straightening the car out. Credit where credit's due. Can't really argue too much with that. A mistake was made, but at least they ironed it out, and I can only see that as fair as anything, and I bet that other drivers were over the moon about that. Ouch. I don't think anybody's over the moon about that situation. Okay, side by side. Kind of a situational corner where you don't want to be side by side with somebody. And I'm quite surprised this point of view car didn't move over to the right hand side, but did manage to absolutely collect the car instead. Yep, you know what? Each to their own, of course. Well, that's a new approach to turning right. Turn left instead. Do you know what? If they actually pulled off the drift and got it back facing the right direction, it would have been alright. What on earth is going on there? That is a ping related issue, and I'm quite surprised the purple car kept pressurising on the other driver. You know what? If you see that, just back out. It's not worth it to keep hitting the car in front. It's only going to affect you. Yeah, we're running into the back of somebody is probably not the ideal thing to do. But let's get on to the second race where all the chaos really did erupt. Here's turn one. Literally like ping pong balls. There is no two ways about it. I don't know how people manage it, but each to their own, of course. Not the ideal first way of taking the corner. And here's the point of view of this middle car. Yeah. Everybody forgot to brake. Not good, is it? You know, the inside cars, you got to brake it a little bit more, guys. Oh, hello. Lovely bit of rejoin. Seems to be quite a common theme with these P3 drivers. Rejoining at a safe angle was more of a premium than an expectation. Just saying. You know, a lot of people rejoin the track and just by sending it on there. Not good. Turning in on a car that is there is probably not the ideal thing to do. Got to give space to each other, guys. I'm not too sure what you think about it, but I kind of think this car, the point of view car, should have just given more space. Okay. Ooh. Tried to avoid one crash by having another crash and crash into the car they was trying to initially avoid. Yeah. Okay, well that was unexpected. Kept turning right in a straight line is not the ideal way of doing things. Well, this car came off quite well, considering the situation they just had. See what I mean about the rejoins? Kept driving forward. Doesn't work. It's not the right thing to do. Again, rejoins. Still driving forward. The same driver, funny enough, I like to point that one out. That was the same driver that crashed a minute ago. That was a late effect of a bump nudge. It really was a late effect of it. Quite the send up the inside there. I don't think it's just... Well, this is Cardoso. It's me behind. I'm not going to actually criticise it. I'm not... Flash, shut up. Flash, you can't comment. Okay, final crash on the race. It helped him out, spanning back to the right direction. Can't go on like that. Thank you all for watching.